Hello everyone, I'm Beastly Eel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of Kite-Man. So, in this episode, it lets off right where, it starts right where the last episode left off, I should say. So we get the answer to the question, um, where the anti-life equation was, because for those of you who might not have seen the video, in my last video, or saw the episode yourself, I don't remember who was actually had the anti-life equation. So clearly, in this one, apparently Kite Man and Golden Glider both had the anti-life equation, but specifically Golden Glider was the one holding it. So they'd gone to a couple of different locations. The first one was a regular hotel where she was losing. Golden Glider was getting very testy and angry. The idea had to come from her holding the anti-life equation. So because of that, she was holding the anti-life equation, and what it was doing was manipulating her, making her want to have full control. And for someone to have full control, right? Because somebody like Golden Glider wants to have nothing but control. And the anti-life equation making her think that the only way to have control is to have power. So therefore the anti-life equation was giving her power. Granted her own power in a way that she can use it without an issue. It doesn't work out at the hotel. He calls a friend of his. They go to this resort. This resort happens to be owned by, oh my gosh, Frank. Oh, Frank, the plant that Ivy had created. So we had seen Frank in many of the seasons of Harley Quinn. He was the first companion of Poison Ivy's, and it was basically the best one. I guess the best way to phrase it. He was really there for Ivy and Harley to kind of deal with their problems. So apparently he now has this big, huge resort. Well, there's a bachelorette party there, and they thought that Kite Man was a stripper. Golden Glider was not happy with that. So she then went nuclear and decided to start causing a lot of destruction inside the place. So Frank was not happy with that. He basically told them that, you can't stay here for long. You're only here for tonight, and that's it. And then you need to get the heck out of here because you're already costing me money. So I'm going to stop there for a minute because I want to go back and talk about what was going on with Bane. So Bane and Noonan's. So at the bar, um, Bane, the Queen of Fables, and our buddy the Siamese twin um, are all at the bar. And he's completely encased in honey at this point. She's got her full body back, and she's ready to cause some destructions. However, she uses a spell, gets the three bears out to lick the honey off of him. She then wants to, work her body to make sure that stays as perfect as it always has been. Bane gets a call from the CEO of Villigans and Lex Luthor, basically stating how they wanted to talk with him to discuss future plans. So Bane gets all excited and makes a huge PowerPoint ready to present to the two of them about what exactly he wants done and everything else. During this time, apparently another fairy tale creature escapes the Queen of Fables book. This particular one is none other than um, Goldilocks. So, because the three bears were out, Goldilocks was released as well. She is apparently the worst human to exist. Because everything she does is either not good enough, and then just right. And that was basically the gimmick of Goldilocks, which I still find to be hilarious. Bane takes her shopping because he has to babysit her. He thought it was the worst experience ever because one thing was too big, this one's too small, this is just right. And Bane, I know, bad impression of Bane, but Bane really tried his hardest to remain cool, and I got to give him credit. He actually did. So he then realizes that the Queen of Fables is not back yet, and he was still going to have to be responsible for Goldilocks. He can't. He asked a bunch of people, specifically Malice and Noonan himself, they both go, heck no. He then has to take uh, Goldilocks to the meeting. So he brings Goldilocks to the meeting with Lex and the CEO of Vought, who are both trying to manipulate Bane to get the whereabouts of where Golden Glider and Kite-Man are, because they're the ones who have the anti-life equation, and they both want it. So there's a banter between the two of them, arguing about who has the better way of figuring out where the anti-life equation is. Well, Bane gets there with um, Goldilocks. He's then going to show his presentation. Goldilocks continues to sit in her way of this one's too hard, this one's too soft, this one's just right. And during this whole thing, Lex and the CEO of Villigans, I hope I didn't say Vought. That would have been really bad. Villigans, she they both snap on Goldilocks, and that's when Bane gets really mad and snaps at the two of them, and yells at them, basically stating that it's just a child and you both are idiots and you need to be more respectful and everything else. And I refuse to join your team. And they're both like, we didn't want you to join our team anyway. He's like, nope, I'm done here. Good luck doing whatever it is you want on your own. And he takes Goldilocks away. And Goldilocks does something sweet and says, Bane is just right. And then that's when Frank, because now it's connecting the story together. Frank lets out the message known that Kite Man and Golden Glider are at basically at his resort. So that's when the CEO of Villigans gets her mecha suits together. Well, no, not mecha suits. I think they're just robot suits. Just robots, not suits in general. They go out and try to attack Kite Man and Golden Glider. So Golden Glider starts ripping them apart, little by little. They have to escape. They then fly to the what do I want to say? They fly to the nuclear power plant, which is why Frank got the land super cheap, was because it was on a nuclear power plant. Kite Man convinces Golden Glider to drop the anti-life equation inside the reactor. She does so. It begins to cause a massive explosion. The two of them fly away fast enough to avoid it. All the robots are destroyed. Basically, the entire property is destroyed. Frank survives because he jumps into the water, the pool, and survives the radiation and everything else. So Golden Glider and Kite Man think they've won, thinking that everything is all done now. And when they get to the wreckage, they find the anti-life equation untouched in the suitcase still, just laying there. And that's how the episode ends. So one of the things I wanted to mention too was in at the end of this episode, they had a remembrance for the actor who had voiced Lex Luthor, because he had died this year. I thought he had finished recording for this show. However, obviously he did not. Um, and because of that, it sounds like he's not going to be in the next two episodes. So I don't know where the rest of this series is going to go. I feel like Villigans is going to be the main villain. However, there's also the possibility of Darkseid being there as well. So I'm very curious at what these last two episodes are going to be like, just because I would imagine they had an idea of like Lex being the bigger plot point for this, mostly due to the fact that he was literally the person who was started the whole thing. So I'm very curious at where they're going to go with this. I would imagine that there's going to be some big fight towards the end. However, this next episode, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to try to go back to Noonan's and like live it out with the anti-life equation or what. I'm very curious, but this is the first time I think I can say that I have no idea where they're going to go, just because it shows that they are definitely not going to have Lex in it. And very curious at where they're going to go with it further. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you not? And why? And as always, if you like the content you see, please make sure to like and subscribe down below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a great night. Bye bye.